We're back!
Oh, man.
That's a first. That is an absolute first. Thanks for everybody for jumping on this 75B. We should have done it comic related. This is a variant of 75, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, we're not going to play any more videos. I guess it was The Flash that took us down. We do have Batman. That trailer was awesome.
Oh, my goodness.
It was awesome. We'd love to watch it with you, but we need to figure out what's going on. This should fall. All the stuff we do should fall under fair use. I don't know why it doesn't. We don't monetize this channel, so
nope.
I don't know.
That's ridiculous.
So I don't know. But
so
you know,
go ahead.
No, you go. You go.
Well, I was just gonna dive right into kind of where we left off. I don't know if you had.
I don't even remember.
So it was important because we're talking about the success of DC, and it's funny that AT&T wants to boot us now when we're talking good about them. No, I'm just kidding. I think this was purely YouTube, guys. But
it was
definitely asking me because of I forgot who left the comment talking about it doesn't need to connect, it just needs to be good movies.
Oh, that's what it was. That's right. That's right.
So I just wanted to say, like, right now, DC needs to make good movies. They absolutely need to make good movies. With there's no why bother trying to make anything connect if it's all gonna suck. But so for right now, that's why if a movie's good, I'll accept it for what it is. But to your point, Jeff, I absolutely think that it's very imperative. And again, they don't need to be Marvel, but connecting the universe is what's going to make it even more successful. Because there's only so much you could do with standalone films. There's only so much. There's only so many times you could reboot franchises. I think it's okay right now that we got this we do have this kind of like split multiverse of DC stuff because everything has just been such a dud. So we have remnants of the Snyderverse, remnants of Michael Keaton's Batman, whatever the case may be, and say, okay, if their plan is this, well, we don't want to completely scrap everything we did, but let's just focus on telling some good stories with maybe actors that we have contracts still for, like the Flat. What's his name? Yeah, I can't remember the actor's name. Let's still do the Flash movie, and let's make it a unique movie by bringing in Michael Keaton and bringing that nostalgia. Let's still do Aquaman because that was successful, and let's finish out Gal Gadot's 3-movie trilogy, whatever the case may be, and then it'll give them time to really kind of revamp where they're at with then making it all connect. If we're sitting here 5 years from now, probably even less, and we don't see the signs of a connected universe that's working, I'm not. It's going to be hard for me to fanboy DC like I fanboy Marvel, to be straight up.
I agree with you, man. I'm the same way. I also don't want to see them having like no strategy, like throwing shit up against the wall. It's been rare. It has happened where Marvel has kind of backtracked on some things. I'm not talking about release dates, guys. This is the past 2 years have all been COVID related. I'm talking about things like announcing an Inhumans film, but then it's there's a pissing match with Marvel TV over Marvel Studios, and it ends up becoming a horrible show. Things like that where they backtracked on a few things. So yes, it happens, but Marvel has a pretty good track record. I want to see DC do what they say, just do what they say and tell us what their strategy is in a way too. You don't have to show all your cards by doing that, but it excites the fan base. So going back to the whole initial thing, C to the G saying it doesn't have to be connected. I prefer it. Chris prefers it. And I think a majority of other fans do. Anyways, so that's where we are with that. But again, we have a Batman trailer that we're not going to show. That was awesome. I hope you guys all thought it was awesome. But it's funny because that Mountaineer. Nah, I don't think we're going to do that. I really don't have to like go back and go live again on a brand new 75C. I don't want to feel like doing that. But I did see an interesting segue here from one of you fine people. Oh, TS. In other news, Disney pushed some of their releases back, some months and some by more than that. Funny you should mention that, TS, because yeah, Chris, what do you want to talk about here?
Oh man, is that next?
That's next. We're just doing it.
Let's do it, guys.
Well, time out. No.
What?
We'll go back. We'll get back to some images from DC. 2 images, but let's talk about Disney delays. What do we got?
We'll do that. All right, Disney delays, man. I mean, I want to sit here and pout and cry, but we're so spoiled, folks. We're so spoiled. We do get the announcement that all of these projects are pushed back, and we think it's the end of the world. But ultimately, I think it is a sign of the times that just shows that we are bombarded with so much Marvel Studio stuff, and we want it now, right? That's the mentality. Let's look at some of these dates, and then we're going to break it down just a little bit, okay? We got Eternals and Spider-Man coming up to finish off the year on the big screen, right? And then we were highly anticipating Multiverse of Madness, the Doctor Strange 2. That was supposed to release March 25th of next year. Now it's pushed back to May 6th. Thor Love and Thunder, originally May 6th, pushed back to July 8th. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, pushed back from July to November 11th. Captain Marvel 2, pushed back from November of 2022 to February of 2023. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, from February 2023 to July 2023. We got Untitled Marvel projects being pushed back as well to later in 2023. And a couple of them have been completely wiped out. And these were ones that weren't, they were just slots, right? That now are empty slots. No actual film or project slated for it. So the films are really, if you look at it, they're merely moving from one Marvel slot to another. So outside of the original Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness release, that's going to be empty now, that jumped into the Thor Love and Thunder slot. And then Thor Love and Thunder is jumping into the Black Panther slot and so forth. So they're just all moving back basically one slot. Okay, so it's not like this crazy rearranging going on. All right, so here's what's interesting, though, to put some context to it. Variety and Deadline have both stated that sources from Disney say the contributing factors are production delays. It has nothing to do with COVID or anything like that. It's merely production delays and giving the studio just a little more breathing room to make sure that the projects are properly completed and whatnot. And I think as fans, like I said, I can pout and scream and shout, but I think it is very fair to say that we have been spoiled so much. I think we need to understand that this is going to benefit us. It's going to benefit the final projects. It's going to benefit Marvel Studios. It's going to benefit the production teams, the directors, everyone involved. And it's going to benefit us because it's going to allow, whether it's pre-production, production, post-production, it's going to allow it all to come together much more smoothly. And like I said, once we get through that March gap of next year where Doctor Strange 2 was supposed to be, we're still getting a Marvel film or show in every slot that we already thought we were getting one. So
yeah, absolutely. It's not too bad. And I'm going to take it a step further. I think these delays could be production related because now that hopefully we're working our way out of COVID, they're going to start tightening down on how connected the universes are, right? And with this extra time, either be reshoots or a variety of different types of edits that kind of tighten that universe even closer.
Yeah.
That's an idea. Just a thought that I do have. But either way, some of these are a couple months or whatever, but the ones that are pushed back, I was like, damn. Anyways, we're good though. We are spoiled at this point. But moving on, Nerds Being Geeks, he's an alumnus of the canon. What are we drinking tonight? I just finished an icy cold. You're going to love this. An icy cold Michelob Ultra. That's all I got in the fridge, guys. I want my Guinness, and I just didn't get it. That is what I do have some lemon water right here, too. So freshly squeezed lemon. That's what I'm drinking, Nerds Being Geeks. And thanks for the props. I'm still trying to tighten up my room, get a good look going here. It's taken a little bit of a while to do. But moving on, Chris. This is ragtag kind of episode tonight. We told you it would be a mess. We didn't realize it would be this much of a mess, but a mess nonetheless. Chris, we're excited about this. The Blue Beetle. We got an image from fandom. He looks really cool in this concept art.
Yep.
I mean, that is straight up out of the comics right there. I'm excited about this, 100%. I think we have a press release here from fandom. We were both pleasantly surprised and thoroughly excited to be given our first insight into the upcoming Blue Beetle movie from directors Angel Manuel Soto, Gareth Dunnett, Alcocer, and star Zolo Maridueña. The all-Latin team promised a highly authentic vision of the Latin American superhero that's fun and humorous, but also rich with feelings. We also got our first look at Blue Beetle's suit in the film with a snazzy piece of concept art. That looks great. Dude, this is a great step forward right here for this property, and I'm excited for this one as well. So
yeah, I'm not a fan of the Flash's suit. It reminds me of Power Ranger. Not that I have nothing against Power Rangers, but
time out. The Justice League Flash suit.
Yes.
Okay. Well, from the looks of things, it's going to be completely different. So.
Yeah, I hope so. But yeah, with this one, it's looking good. It's looking good. I already knew, like, before we even got an announcement, I did like a spec video on my channel, and I said, Jaime Reyes, if they do a Blue Beetle, this is the way they're going. They have to go.
Yeah.
And they did it. They're doing it. So again, my fingers are crossed.
Absolutely. And another thing that we're both actually really excited about was this announcement right here. Chris, Batman, the Caped Crusader. Look at this.
Yeah.
Tell us about it, Chris, right now.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this a while back when we first got the announcement. You got Matt Reeves, J.J. Abrams, Bruce Timm, James Tucker, all these different creators, those that worked on the original animated series with creative teams like Abrams and Reeves currently working with Batman. And I just think this is going to be an awesome team because this, sounds like it's going to be amazing. All new animated series, reimagining of the Batman mythology. So an iteration born out of noir sensibility and is set in a timeless world that harkens to the 1940s. So what do you get there? Obviously, a lot of the origins and a lot of what we saw in the animated series that I think made that series so awesome, that whole vibe. So definitely some nostalgia, but I think this is going to be fresh too. They're utilizing state-of-the-art animation techniques, the technologies that are available. This powerful, stated by DC and Warner Brothers, this powerful creative partnership will once again reinvent Batman and his iconic rogues gallery with sophisticated storytelling. So again, I think this can definitely be that, you don't want to try and remake something that was so great like the animated series. Mm-hmm. But how do you take elements of something good and then do it for evolve it and do it for a next generation in the time period that we're in right now? It sounds like they got something of that nature that they're working on here. I think it's hard for me to say what I'm more excited about with all these DC projects. I am really excited about the Matt Reeves, the Batman. I am, but this is right up there.
Yeah, this is going to be awesome. I mean, all of us, I can't imagine anybody else, all of us watching or talking right now, what have you, weren't fans of that Batman the Animated Series. It was excellent. You got Bruce Timm working on this too. J.J. Abrams, an interesting also addition. I'm not sure who James Tucker is, but great. I like the vibe that's set with this image, and I'm excited for it. I'm very happy to hear about this. I guess it would be on HBO Max is where it's going to be released, but super exciting about that. But here's a couple of other things from the fandom that were mentioned were you had Aquaman and Lost Kingdom. There's a feature on there. Shazam! Fury of the Gods. They talked about Sandman on Netflix. Batgirl. There was an image released there. Naomi. I believe there was a teaser but what was even more interesting, what was missing, and that is how they've been hyping up this Green Lantern HBO Max show. Not a peep about that. And Gotham City PD, that Batman spinoff that's set in the Matt Reeves Batman world. Nothing about that either. So those are two priorities for Warner Brothers, and you didn't hear anything about it. So that's a little disappointing, I have to say, because that was announced over a year ago. They've already cast for Green Lantern. You figured they'd have something. So, but I think we got some good stuff right there. Anyways, that right there, that is our news of the week. We hope we won't get taken down again this evening, but we can't promise that because right now it's a hot segment, guys, and some people may complain because it's too hot. Chris,
Too hot.
what's
Too hot to handle. Fresh from the top shop.
Too hot to handle. Too cold to hold. Call the Ghostbusters and they're in control. Can't remember the next line. Bobby Brown. All right, what do we got, Chris? I missed your cue.
Fresh from the comic shop.
That's right, fresh from the comic shop, where we ask all you fine folks to send in your fresh gets each and every week. These fresh gets could be 2 days old. They could be 20 years old. They could be 50 years old. But as long as they're fresh gets in your collection, we want to see them. We want to talk about them. And with that, you can also possibly win a slab. That's right. This month, it's a CBCS slab, a 9.8 of a, you may have heard of this series before. Something is Killing the Children, #1 foil. Variant, local comic book shop day variant. Come on, guys. This series is hot. Hot, hot, hot. That is right. Look at that. It's gorgeous right there. And you all know how to do it. Actually, we talk about how to do it each and every week. We're going to do it again. But before we talk about it, this here is sponsored, or it's courtesy of Whatnot. That's right. We're going to talk about what Whatnot is. I'll tell you what Whatnot is right now. Whatnot combines a safe buying platform of eBay with the video component of Twitch. Their mission is to bring together collectors and enthusiasts to safely buy, sell, and connect. To win, you must be signed up to Whatnot, and that link is below. With that sign up, you get $3 off your first purchase. You must follow Comic Book Canon on Whatnot. Post a pic of your fresh get on Instagram. Make sure you use the hashtag FFTCS. That is right, FFTCS. We will not see your entry if you don't use this hashtag. It helps to tag us at Comic Book Canon, and we will be sure to post your fresh get of the week. All right, Chris, are we ready to get into this?
Yeah.
Let's do it, people. Because Chris and I, we don't have a guest tonight. We are going to pick a semifinalist that will go up against. Is it Super Crispy? I can't even remember.
Oh, man, don't ask me what happened yesterday.
What?
I don't know.
Oh, wait. I told you guys it'd be messy tonight. We'll figure this out. I apologize if we announced the wrong person, but we have it on. I mean, there's proof, unless they take down our whole YouTube channel, which I doubt.
Oh, my goodness.
Here we go. We're going to start off today. Oh, by the way, the things that we look for in each of your submissions, the presentation, how well composed this shot is of your book. Make it a nice looking shot, an interesting looking shot. Compose a good looking shot. That's right. Also, the uniqueness of the book. Is it a rare book? Is it one that we may have never heard of from another country, or it ties into something with a pop culture phenomenon of some sort? It could be a variety of things. It could be unique as well. But this one right here, this is really important. Something that means something to you. Give us a story. Tell us where it's from and what it means to you. That's right. All right, we're going to get started right here with Comic Demon. I like this one. I love Garth Ennis. The guy is crazy with pushing boundaries, and everything he writes is off the wall but believable characters. The Pro is Garth's first superhero prostitute. A read if you like wacky. Plus, Amanda Connor did the art. You guys will see the dollar bills, y'all. The condoms that are just littered around it. That's an interesting, well-composed shot, Chris. That's a rare book, I'd have to say. So
Yeah.
Well done there, Comic Demon.
Yeah.
Well done indeed. All right, next up we have Neighbor to the North. My other local comic card shop got a new collection in. The owner priced most key books, but forgot this little gem on the right. I'm so happy to have it alongside the first print. I think this may have been one of the last games I played before switching to Nintendo. The Last of Us American Dreams #1 Survival Edition variant, definitely certified, fresh from the comic shop, and a first issue Friday submission. I don't know anything about this in terms of video game comic books, but hey, you are psyched. We are psyched for you, Neighbor to the North. Mike Dyson. This is a nice book to have. Mike Dyson, $20.99. Oh man, super stoked to have this today. Thanks to the Nerd Store Greeley for hooking me up with this super solid copy of Darth Vader #3. Not a bad way to slide into first appearance Friday, if I say so myself. Congratulations on that book right there. Let's hope we see some Dr. Aphra in any of these Star Wars projects coming out. They just announced that Christian Haydenson will be in the Ahsoka series as well. He'll be on Obi-Wan and Ahsoka. That's something we probably should have put in the news. Moving on, Marvel Man 616 Comics, Power Man and Iron Fist 78, the third appearance of Sabretooth. I like this book. I like this cover. God, I hope we see them on the screen again in some form, way, shape, or form. I like Mike Coulter as our Iron Fist, but Finn Jones, I do not need to see him. I'm sorry. I liked Mike Coulter as Luke Cage. I did not like Finn Jones as Iron Fist. I think a lot of you all could agree too. Chris, what is your first fresh get of the week?
Ooh, me already.
Yeah.
Let's do this one.
Let's do it.
I am just loving this series, and I should have known. Actually, do I have the sheet here? Right here. Nope, that's not it. So, oh well. I'm sorry, guys. You're gonna have to look it up and do your own research. Wonder Woman Black and Gold, issue #4. I do believe this is one of the variants. Just freaking amazing. These covers are just.
Ah, man, that is gorgeous.
I got the my #1. I shipped it off to get slabbed and graded at EGS with the custom gold and black logo. I'm thinking about sending every single one of these to EGS. Just amazing.
That is absolutely gorgeous. That's a great get right there. That's probably my favorite out of all those black and red, whatever it is that you know what I mean. Like that right there is just gorgeous. Before we move on to our next fresh get from our amazing audience, I was wondering if somebody would get this, Chris. I have something playing in the background, just doing it. I don't know if this is something I'll do permanently on my set in my studio, but can you guess what it is before I?
Me?
Yeah, somebody already said what it was.
Okay.
And I'm not moving.
I see. It's Black Widow.
That Black Widow playing me. Yes. I don't know why it could be what could be why, but yes, it is Black Widow. Oh, they're saying why we got pulled. No, that's not why we got pulled. There's enough interference here for any algorithm not to detect what that is. It's for sure the video packages we rolled in. Anyways, good call. And Nerds Being Geeks, he loves gold. Moving on. We have good friend of the show, House of L Comic. He sent some good stuff in recently, really good stuff. The black and white con exclusive is new. Can't wait to get it back from CGC to go with the original one. Good stuff, man. That is gorgeous looking cover right there. Really happy for you. House of L Comic is definitely a DC fan. I saw him post that in the chat here, and he's hoping for some good movies. Like, just be good. Don't have to be Marvel, but be good. Marvel. The book continues in its offbeat and funny sensibilities enough that Gwen's dialogue makes me feel my older age, but it's balanced for me by the character's sincerity and drive to do good. Gwen's adventures as presented in the first volume, but he drops revelations about Gwen's early days as a superhero, including the secret of her web shooters and information on her mysterious benefactor. Marvel does a great job reviewing these books as well, but he also, honestly, he has great books. This is the Scotty Young variant. He gives this a solid 10 out of 10. It's also obviously signed in a 9.8. Also, well-composed shot. He always has interesting colors. I don't know what he does here in terms of the saturation, but they definitely pop. He does a great job sending those submissions in. Next up, we got D-Core Collectibles. This week's Comic Call had the opportunity to take the fam out to Anaheim and celebrate Thingamabob's Crafting B-Day at Downtown Disney. But you already know, I already had some LCSs in mind to hit up while in the area. Looks like you got a good bunch of fresh gets right there. That's solid, some solid fresh gets. All right, good friend of the show, we got Comic Ozzy. Well, how awesome is this homage cover for Marvel Comics Presents?
Dope.
Wolverine Weapon Axe. It's fitting this arrived today when I saw it on previously on with FaceTime Comics, Black Crown Comics, Mr. Key Issues, Hyper Combo Comics. I had to have it. Oh, by the way, I'll be on the show tonight, so tune in. I don't know when tonight is. I don't know, but I hope the show went well. Definitely wasn't tonight because I know this was submitted earlier than that. All right, my first fresh get of the week. Before I show them, I just want to TFAW guys. Oh man, they are disappointing me big time. This is the second in a row where I've gotten damaged books. This is the Gun Honey 1 in 10 variant. This is not my fresh get of the week. I don't know if you can see the ding right there. Yep. Top left corner. I got another Gun Honey. Top left corner.
Yeah.
And then my only issue of Kang, number 2. It's a top left corner ding too. There's also there's also other books that had. I'm just pissed. Anyways, just wanted to give shit to TFAW, but my first fresh get of the week. I'm loving these covers, guys. I am not caught up. I'm actually reading. I'm not even opening these books up. I'm reading them on Marvel Unlimited, but this is Black Widow 11. Look at these covers, guys. Is it Adam Hughes? I think. I mean, come on.
That's some Adam Hughes right there.
Jesus, man. Like, seriously, look at just it. They're so creative the way he's composing these covers. Like, so creative. I mean, like, that's just awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, moving on, though. Your fresh gets. You guys are more important than Chris and I have to say. Chris, you have to agree to that. Basement Brother Collectibles. I like this, guys. I'm going to read this to you. I think I like the Turok Dinosaur Hunter #1 better with all the signatures. This is my Comic-Con yearbook. Front cover is he got these all signed by a bunch of content creators. MC3 2021, MC3 Motor City Comic-Con. Thanks to all who signed. Comic Man Andy, he likes foil. Former Comic Book Canon alumnus. Charlie Pote. Tales from the Dark Side podcast, Hatchback Comics, Harley Year Comics, Will Fall 2021, MC3, Fat Daddy Comics, Comic Relief. I mean, he got all these people to sign this book. That's cool. I've never seen that before, Chris.
Yeah.
He went to Motor City Comic Con and ran into all these people. I love that. I absolutely love that. Good stuff right there. Next up, we have Into Oblivion. What if, number 58, what if the Hulk had killed Wolverine? Incredible Hulk, number 340, reimagined. Yeah, that's a cool cover. That's 90s, I do believe. Definitely 90s. I like that What If run back in the 90s, too. Good friend of the show, Nerds Being Geeks. Guys should follow Nerds Being Geeks, by the way. Link is below. If you don't, shame on you. Chris and I, yeah. Remember, didn't we say we would cancel?
Yep.
Yeah, you guys better follow. Anyways, Batman 453, Dark Knight, Dark City, Part 2 of 3, written by Peter Milligan with interior art by Kieran Dwyer. Cover art by the legendary Mike Mignola. Just picked up the full 3-part series, with this being my favorite cover. It might not look like it, but this is actually a Riddler story. Perfect timing with the release of the new Batman trailer. The statue is modeled after Mike Mignola's Batman. If you know Mike Mignola's art, you know that is absolutely 100% based on a Mignola piece right there. I love it. Absolutely, Chris. We got Son of Comics, and let me tell you something. This is Red Hulk approved, Chris. Otherwise, he wouldn't send it in. As you can see, boom, Red Hulk right there. Son of Comics, Bully Wars, Volume 1 by Scotty Young. It's a trade paperback signed by Scotty Young. Good stuff, man. Good stuff indeed. And here we go. Mr. De La Torre himself. Here we go. Last week was Hulk 173. This week it's Hulk 174. Difference is I have 2 copies that are both 9.6 white pages. However, one is a CGC pedigree from Susha News and the other isn't. If you look at them closely, you can see why the Susha News copy is a pedigree and the other isn't. Anyways, it's the second appearance of Cobalt Man's Hulkbuster armor and a super cool cover. Guys, I'm sorry. I can't see the difference. Chris, I don't know if you can. Dan, you're going to have to elaborate. Absolutely going to need to elaborate. We love you, though. All right. Next up, we have Comic Books of Oa. I said we put this on the show. He's like, you don't have to. Come on, man. You sent it in. You tagged us. Of course we're going to do it. Comic Books of Oa. Green Lantern #7 variant by Marcos. And I don't even know who that is. I'm sorry. Justice League Last Ride #6. Justice League Infinity #4. RWBY Justice League #6. That's some good. Those are some good DC pickups, guys. Great DC pickups. Good stuff. The Comic Books of Oa. Nori Jordan. Well, it's been a few weeks without showing some of my new Thunderbolt gets. By the way, everybody, if you don't know, Nori Jordan loves his Thunderbolts. It's been a few weeks without showing some of my new Thunderbolt gets, so here we go. I was able to continue building up my stack of #1s with a second CGC 9.8 and a couple of raw copies. I also got back from CGC my copy of John Walker's first U.S. agent appearance, and yes, he was a member of the Thunderbolts. Finally, my favorite get of the week was a CGC 9.8 Hulk #1, the first appearance of Red Hulk. Thunderbolt Raw, spoiler, is a leader of the Thunderbolts, so this was a great and pricey find. I can't wait to see what next week has in store. We can't either. Those are great pickups right there, Nori. Don't you stop being you. Chris, you don't stop being you either. What do you got for your first fresh get? Or second fresh get, I'm sorry.
All right, guys. I've been seeing this. I've been really diving into some horror comics. And I'm going out of the box, away from DC and away from Marvel, and with some Charlton. Charlton comics do not get enough love. This is Haunted number, what is it? Number 38. Is this Bernie Wrightson, I believe?
I can't say for sure. It looks like it.
Somebody in the comments? No. Some beautiful Bronze Age Charlton horror. I do believe Bernie Wrightson was doing these way back when. But I forget, I picked up a few of these. This is the one I showed off. This was somebody had picked this up on a YouTube channel, maybe I think maybe even over a year now that I was watching. I'm like, oh, that looks like an interesting book. Never picked it up, but I was, I piggyback my comic shop shipments, and they were having a weekly sale on horror books. So I went and grabbed a few for pretty dirt cheap.
That's nice pickup right there. Again, you're surprising us each and every week. This one, I would never have guessed something like this. You were on a streak with Brave and the Bold, Strange Tales. Again, diversity right there, right? It's like you got a diverse portfolio. No doubt about that. Yeah. All right, guys. This is our favorite couple in the comments section. Although I don't think they're here tonight. They probably drank too much Fireball. But they were guests last week on the show. April X Visions, Firestarter #3 and #4. Appropriate reads for the peak Orionoid meteor shower tonight. I don't know what day that was, but again, super creative. Guys, this is what we're looking for. Well-composed shot, just fun, and it relates to something cool. I dig it. Chris, Tommy Boy did this for you. Here we go.
Oh, yeah. I did see that. Yep.
Fresh from the comic shop and fresh in the Feel It gear, straight all 90s on this post Meteor Man #1. This one is for you, Chris.
Hell yeah.
Meteor Man, guys. Holy, that's when oh my God, it was a comedy, of course, but you're like, oh my God, this is a superhero film. This is awesome. It wasn't, but was it Robert Townsend? He's pretty
yep.
All right.
I'm rocking the Filas right now.
There you go. That's why he said this one's for you. Next up, we got Arana Escarlotta, celebrating the Gunslinger Spawn's new solo series with a bang. Love the pencils on the Gunslinger Capullo 1 in 50 variant. Good stuff, man. I like how everything is set up in your room there. Yeah, usually Arana is sending in Ben Reilly books, but this is definitely a departure from that. Good stuff indeed. All right, guys, super crispy comics. Just spreading the love with his daughter, and this is what we like to see. Baby girl wanted to show off her finds this week for Comic Book Canon, fresh from the comic shop. She's become quite the collector, pick up Funkos and comic books whenever something catches her eye. She does have a good eye right there. She's got that Harley, that giant Funko Pop right there. I'm digging that. Good stuff. Super crispy. Next up, I'm going to show you my second fresh get of the week. What is it? I'm realizing this is from the TFAW order too. I'm realizing this was damaged too. People are having problems finding this one too. This is the second printing of Star Wars: The High Republic. It's number 8. It's interior art. I don't like when they do that, but this is. I'm loving this series, guys. Really jump on if you haven't and you're a Star Wars fan. But as you can see, see that?
Oh man, they're not acceptable.
No, that's the best way to say it, Chris. Not acceptable at all. All right, but moving on. You know what is acceptable? All of your guys' submissions, absolutely outstanding. Union Josh Comics. Here we go. Here we go. I love this. Those are his bed sheets, if you can't tell. Well, here's a classic book. Thought this would make a great submission for Fresh from the Comic Shop. When I was younger, I was given these bed sheets and instantly fell in love with this Hulk cover. So I've been on a mission ever since to find this book. Incredible Hulk 1 of 3, released in May of 1968. First appearance of the Space Parasite. An early issue in the Hulk run after the end of Tales to Astonish in issue 101. This is one I'm glad to have in the collection. Happy it matches the sheets. That's cool. That's really cool. Like, I love that, Union Josh. Thank you, man. You sent a lot. You sent some great books in, but I have to say that's probably my favorite submission of yours. Speaking about great books, this guy, I mean, he should start a class on Golden Age. Like, Mark Leneker, DC, 100-page, super spectacular, number 4. This is actually the first issue. Numbers 1 and 3 don't exist. And no one knows why. Classic and early. Bernie writes in, Chris. Eerie wraparound cover. The square binding and black cover make these hard to find in good shape. These have risen in price and desirability in the past decade. That is a unique book, everybody. That's what we're talking about. Unique book. Good stuff, Mark Leneker. That's what I expect from you at all times, though. Next up, we got Serge Henderson, a.k.a. 0879 lines. Every time I see Man Wolf, I always find a cover with Jonah Jameson in it, and I always try to find the first appearance. First appearance of Jonah Jameson. I was wondering, will he be in the MCU? Well, he was in Spider-Man 2, I think, or is it 3? Spider-Man 2, 3? I don't remember. The Raimis. I don't know, but that's a great get there, Serge. Good stuff, man. Good stuff indeed. All right. C to the G. I like this submission. Jedi Master and His Apprentice. Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters, number 5. Lucasfilm 50th anniversary variant. I like the print he has behind that too. That looks freaking dope. Not his best Star Wars work, as we know. Remember, he sent in that one where it looks like they're doing a jump or something like that. Absolutely outstanding.
I'm telling you, man, that got him into the even though he didn't. He won on another one. That one got him into the Hall of Fame, man.
I mean, seriously, that was better than the submission he actually won with. Yep. So, anyways, good stuff. Matt Stadge. He is the creator of Watlock.
Underrated book right here.
Early Bronze Age Spider-Man key. First appearance of Hammerhead. Not a major villain, but was happy to add another copy of the PC. I wonder if there would be more value in this book if he was on the cover. I'd say so. Still, it's a classic book right there. Like, come on. Good stuff, man. All right, Chris. Let's just get into it. Your third fresh get of the week. What do you got?
All right, everyone. You guys know I usually like to save the best for last. And I have to say, Jeff, this could be my all-time get from Fresh from the Comic Shop. I've had some good ones, man. I've had lots of Silver Age.
Time out. This is your best fresh get for Fresh from the Comic Shop.
I think it could be.
Okay.
Silver Age Spider-Mans, Silver Age Thors, Fantastic Fours, tons of Bronze Age stuff. I mean, I know I've shown off some keys.
You're setting us up. I know you are.
But I don't know. I don't know. I'll let you guys decide. But I mean, it's could be right there. I think I've even shown off a couple graded books that I got back from CGC. But this one's going to be hard to beat, everyone. Warlock number 1. Another one.
Surprise. Tell us about this book. This is a unique one. We haven't really seen something. What is it?
Never. Nothing like this. No. I mean, it is unique because it's like my 275th copy that I own.
Yeah, wow. Hey, congrats on that, man. Congrats on finding another Watlock in the Infinity Watch. Really.
Hey, look, you guys can keep laughing at me, but stick around. Stick around for the rest of the show.
Listen, we're never laughing at you about that book.
I know.
Never. We're laughing about your obsession. It's a problem. It's an absolute problem. All right. Chris going to be on the corner begging for change for Watlocks. Absolutely. All right, moving on though. All right. Who do we got? Cover Junkie Comics. It's surprise, surprise. It is not a Doctor Doom cover at all. With the complete Stray Dogs series, all signed by artist Trish Forstner. I missed the bus on Stray Dogs when originally released, but caught Trish on several community YouTube channels, and she was so humble, so down to earth, and had such a cool story. I knew I had to support these books, even if they are not first prints. The writing from Tony Fleeks, mixed with the art by Trish, makes this by far the best series I've read in my short time collecting. I got so many amazing books this week with Stray Dogs, Steals, The Show. Good stuff on that, Cover Junkie. Good stuff indeed. We've lost Chris, but hey, it's that kind of a night, guys. I've already been kicked off of YouTube once. We've lost my co-host. I'm just going to move on to the next one. That's good friend of the show. It's Zori's Tiger. He is an alumnus of the canon. What do we got at Zori's? First appearance Friday goes to Avengers Annual number 7. First appearance of all 6 Infinity Gems. Soul, Time, Space, Mind, Reality, Power. First battle of Thanos and Warlock. Death of Pip the Troll. He came back, though. Spoiler. Death of Gamora. She comes back. Spoiler. And Death of Warlock. He comes back. Spoiler. That's a nice get right there. That is a very nice get. What? Wait, what? Oh, wow. It's come to this, everybody. It's come to this.
Facts.
I think you all know how to get in touch with Chris. He's got a problem. He's got a problem. All right. Moving on. We got Vinny Whitlock. Strange Tales 138. The first appearance of Eternity. 7.5. I love Silver Age comics. You absolutely do indeed, Vinny. You absolutely do. Good stuff right there. Chris, we worry about you. Anyways, Caution Comics. He says it's spoopy season. I think he meant to say it's spooky season, like it's Halloween season, but he said spoopy. It's like poopy with an S on the front of it. I'm sorry I called you out, Caution Comics. Got to represent the orange and black on comic book canon. A friend I've only met from joining the comic community recently. His girlfriend was ill and needed to pay some medical bills fast, so he reached out to me and offered a whole set of Secret Wars comics for $650. I didn't need the comics, wanted to help him out, so I got a good deal, and he was able to pay his bills. Win-win for everybody. That's a great story. Awesome. We hope for a speedy recovery of that individual. So good stuff, man. Good stuff on you, Caution Comics. Super Rad Comics. There's a reason I really like this. We don't see this enough. People's faces. People's faces. Look at that. He is so into that Silver Surfer book, and as he says, it would be pretty sweet to wield the power cosmic. Indeed. That's a Mobius cover, I think, right? I do believe it is.
I don't know. But I know I own it.
That's good stuff, man. Super rad. Thank you for sending that in. You're always sending us some fun pics, and finally, nice to see a face behind that. All right. Our last audience submission, Chris. It's a big one. I told you. I teased this, Comic Toby. Here it is. I've gone fishing. Please come back next week. Thanks. Well done. Well done, Comic Toby. You are not entered to win, but thank you for letting us know you have gone fishing. We hope you catch some fish. All right. My last fresh get of the week, Chris. I finally I'm playing roulette here with Things from Another World, TFAW. And I put all my I'm trying to do it like a gambling analogy. It's not working out. Anyways, y'all know what I'm talking about. But I got my Moon Knight number 3 from TFAW.
Oh no.
But it's in good condition.
Okay, good.
I finally got it. It's been a while. I know this has been out for a while. It's been a hot book. Good stuff. I'm liking the series so far. I have not read this yet, but yeah, we all know why it's hot shit. Hopefully he makes it to the series. How about that? That's what we were talking about. Showing that kind of like finally Feige kind of planting the seeds for these series himself. Anyways,
Right.
But Chris, we have a responsibility now to the community.
Yep.
And Siri thinks I'm talking to her. And it's not. No, I'm not talking to you, Siri. But we have a major responsibility, and there are two books that stick out to me, Chris. I don't know how many books stick out to you. You're looking through them on your phone, aren't you?
I really like Basement Brothers getting all those books signed.
That's the one that sticks out in my head.
And everyone, yeah. I like Super Crispy. You know, getting the young generation.
That's not the second one I had in my head.
Yeah.
There's one that's edging out. There's one that's edging out Basement Brothers right now, though.
Yeah. What's that? Why don't you share that?
It's Union Josh Comics with the bed sheets, and
yeah,
inspired him to get that book.
Yeah, that was a good one. I got that one too. I like the super rad face reveal.
I do. I do. I don't. Yeah, I don't think that's a candidate though for me.
Yeah. I think for me it's gonna come down to Super Crispy or Union Josh.
Huh.
You got Basement Brothers and Union Josh?
Basement, but we've done this before where they overlap, where we both are unanimous on one of them. That's the one that moves on. Talk to me.
So you got Union Josh at your number one, then?
Yeah.
You would pick that over
number
two. And I said, so I'm thinking, yep, Union Josh would win out above Basement, Super Rad, Super Crispy above Basement, Super Rad. So it's really down for me. So it's down. So if I pick Union Josh, he wins because it's unanimous.
Mm-hmm.
If I pick Super Crispy, it's going to be between Super Crispy and Union Josh, and we might have to go to the audience for a tiebreaker. Or
I'm pretty sure Super Crispy is in the semifinals.
Is he already?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
I hope I'm not wrong about this, and we don't have time to check live during the show.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Why don't you let's bring up those two. Let's bring up Super Crispy real quick here.
Sorry, guys. There we go. Here we go. Super Crispy.
Okay, so, you just some Justice League books. I mean, nothing crazy with the books. I love the giant size pop, but just I love that he's bringing his daughter into this. I'm all about the next generation. This is love right here.
I agree.
It ties in comic books with toys, and just, you can just, I love how she's peeking above the books, and you can just see it in her eyes. You can see the excitement in her eyes. So we have Carcamus with the Carcamus lost to the who won against the Fantastic Four sketch and the Raw Dog Comics. Did we get a winner out of that? We got Carcamus won out of that.
Carcum, yeah.
And then we're waiting on.
Oh no! Is it a new? Oh God, this is embarrassing.
We got one more that is going to go against the winner of today.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's Super Crispy. Super Crispy, can you compare? He just said yup.
He's here.
Yes. Can you confirm, Super Crispy, that you are in the semifinals, please?
Yes.
I mean, we have a way to find this out after the show, so if anybody's lying,
Yeah,
this is going to be easier on us.
We can't put you up against yourself. It can't be
Super Crispy versus Super Crispy here.
Yeah, Super Crispy got it last week.
Well, good job, Super Crispy.
You are going up against Union Josh.
Yep, Union Josh, man.
There it is right there. There are our our semifinalists right there. They will go head-to-head on Monday. We'll have an answer on Tuesday. And
all right.
Yeah, there we go. Woo! Chris and I have to do much better at that. But right there, That ends fresh from the comic shop. Before we move on to the next segment, Chris, why don't you let them know how they can win a slab?
After all that, man, let me just... Yep, one of these bad boys, folks. Presented to you by the Whatnot app. All you need to do is use that link below. Download the Whatnot app. Once you download it, you log in, you create your account. Really easy to do. Follow us on Whatnot at Comic Book Canon. Then you head over to Instagram. You take a pretty old picture of your fresh get, right? You put that little hashtag there, FFTCS, fresh from the comic shop. Make sure you at us in that post on Instagram at Comic Book Canon. And again, we want to look for the criteria, presentation, great shot, artistic creativity. What type of story do you have behind it? You know, tug at our heartstrings, right? And then it's just something unique all around, whether it's something unique about the story or something unique about the book itself. So, yeah, guys, this was a good month, and we got these two that are left here, man. I can't.
Yeah,
good luck. Good luck, because
it's gonna be a tight one. All right, that there ends fresh from the comic shop, but that doesn't end the show. Nope. Only YouTube or Chris and I can pull the plug on this show. That's right, because right now we have, Chris, what do we have? We have the top 10 hottest comics of the week based off of cover prices data. That's right, real sales data, not speculation. This is hard facts, people. Hard facts. That's what we deal with. Top 10 hottest comics. They come up with this list every Monday. Our show is live every Friday. We like to just run through the list quickly, but Chris normally likes to pick his top 3 books from this list. It's not going to be 3 books this week, is it, Chris?
No, I mean, I couldn't pick just 3.
It's not going to be 3 books. I'm warning you all. But before we get into that, Chris, let's just talk about what the top 10 hottest comics are. That's right. Here we go. At number 10, we have Marvel Premiere. Number 1, the first appearance of him as Warlock. He changes his name to Warlock. I do believe it's the oh my gosh, High Evolutionary. Yep. Yes. Number 9, we have Philadelphia. Number 12, the Todd McFarlane cover. Number 8, we have Eternals. Number 1. Keep an eye on this book, everybody. We are a couple weeks away from Eternals making it to the big screen. Number 7, we have Fantastic Four. Number 66, the first cameo appearance of Adam Warlock. Actually, he's him, not Adam Warlock here. The Cocoon origin story told.
Yeah, he is actually, just to clarify, it's not. It is the cameo of the Cocoon with the origin of him and where he comes from.
Where him comes from. Yep. At number 6, we have Youngblood. Number 2, Pink Logo. I am surprised this is still on the list. It's with you. At number 5, we have Superman, Son of Kal-El. Number 2, the Enyaq Lee variant, first appearance of Jay Nakamura. Number 4, we have Warlock and the Infinity Watch. Number 1, first appearance of the Infinity Watch. Number 3, we have Superman, Son of Kal-El. Number 1. Number 2, we have Misfit City. And at number 1, we have Superman, Son of Kal-El. Number 2, it's the first appearance of Jay Nakamura. Chris, you got a lot to talk about here, don't you?
Yeah, man. Hey, big up to that Philadelphia, because this book got hot just because of Todd McFarlane doing something other than Spawn. It goes to show you how amazing Todd McFarlane is. I just got to say that I love Todd McFarlane. So do a lot of you. This list was dominated by 2 things. All right. It took what? 8 books? 7 or 8 out of 10. And what is that? Warlock and Jonathan Kent. So, guys, I picked Warlock and Jonathan Kent is my books to talk about. All right, we are going to go down in an order, okay? Because the order matters, and you guys are going to see why once we get to the top one. But I got 5 books to talk about this week, everyone. All right, the first one is Superman, Son of Kal-El, number 2. All right, my third one is Superman, Son of Kal-El, number 1. All right. Let's talk about book number 4, which is Superman, Son of Kal-El, number 2. First appearance of Jay Nakamura. 328% increase in sales, folks. It had a $34 high raw. 328% increase over the last week. Now, let's look at my third pick, the issue number 1. 291% increase in sales. $39 high raw. We did get a couple of graded CGCs on the market finally of this book. One sold for $150. Here's my thing. As soon as it was announced that Jonathan Kent was bisexual and had a male love interest, the same thing happens that always happens when this type of stuff happens. And everyone came out of the woodworks just, with their pitchforks, talking about how this is horrible. Nobody wants this. Nobody asked for this. Why do we care? It's pandering. It's this and that. And I don't want to get too deep into that discussion. We did that last week, I believe, Jeff. But here's the thing, because we had people, literal people, influencers, whatever you want to call them, come out and literally tell all of you as collectors of comic book buyers that this stuff doesn't sell. And the data shows it. Guess what? These top 10s are nothing but data. And the data shows you're wrong. The data shows that was a lie for all my Maury Povich viewers out there. Right? And the lie detector determined that was a lie. Look, here's a tweet from the author, Tom Taylor, all right, that he tweeted out yesterday. I'm going to read it. Due to high demand, every single issue of our Superman Son of Kal-El is being reprinted. And DC Comics have reported unprecedented orders for issue number 5 out November 16th. It's not even out yet. It's not even out yet. 328% increase of the first appearance. Here's my thing. Book sold for $34. Number 1 sold for $39. I don't care what this book does in a month. I don't care what it does in 6 months or a year from now, 2 years from now. I don't care what it does 5 years from now. I don't care what it does 10 years from now. I don't want to care what it does when I'm buried in my grave. This book did what it was supposed to do. For DC, it sold off the shelves. Not only did it sell off the shelves, but they're having to go to, I'm assuming when they say reprint, it's going to be a second print. That's what I'm assuming. They're going to a second print with this stuff because of unprecedented demand. Does DC care if this book is selling for $34 on the secondary market, or if it's going to hold that value 6 months, 10 years from now, 50 years from now? No, because guess what? DC doesn't get that money. Flippers do. Collectors do, that go off and sell. LCSs that buy collections or sell their back stock. DC is in the market to sell comic books on the primary market. And guess what? They are. You don't like it? Fine. You think it's pandering? Whatever. You think the books aren't going to hold value long term? I don't care. You think they do it just for shock value? Whatever. But don't come on here and say that this stuff doesn't sell. Don't come on here and ask, who is this for? Because guess what? You ain't buying it, and it's flying off the racks. So it does sell, and it's for somebody. And that's all that matters. So guess what? DC is laughing all the way to the bank. At the end of the day, this makes me happy. Because guess what? The only reason why you and I are here today, you, Jeff, and I, audience and I, why we're all here today, doing a comic book Canada show, hanging out on a Friday night, talking about comic book movies, talking about old comics, fresh gets, new and old, is because of comic book publishers being able to be successful. Being able to produce product, sell product, and make a profit. Because at the end of the day, You like it or not, that's what drives comic books. That's what drives this hobby. So big congrats to DC. They are blowing this out of the water. Look, it's really, the fact that number 1 came back to the list, because remember, number 1 isn't a first appearance or anything. I mean, it's his first standalone title, but it tells me that people want to go back to number 1 to start reading the story. Because guess what? I do too. Now I have number 1. I'm probably going to wait to get the trade, or I actually am on DC Unlimited. I forget what it's called. DC Universe, whatever. It's not called like Marvel Unlimited. It's DC Infinite or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'll wait till it comes out on there to do the digital, or I'll get the trade. I want to read this story now. And again, not just because of a love interest, but just because of the totality of everything that's going on. So that's what I got for you guys. DC doing big things, laughing all the way to the bank.
Listen, Tom Taylor, I mean, I really didn't know much about him until I read Nightwing. That series is awesome. So that's the reason why I picked up Superman, Son of Kal-El. I think it's great. I love it. I've read issue 1 and 2. I think I have 3 coming in TFAW shipment at some point. Hopefully it makes it. But Tom Taylor, guys, he's just a great writer. Really good writer. So good stuff, Chris. All right. Here we go. What's next on the list here, Chris?
All right. So now I do have my top 3. And guess what it is? Where's my book? It's all Warlock.
All the time.
Yeah, my number 3 was Marvel Premiere number 1. So and I will say this, folks, it's very interesting that all these books made the top 10, but there was no Thor 165. There was no first appearance of him. Very, very interesting, I will have to say. Now, Marvel Premiere number 1, we are getting Adam Warlock. This is when him incarnated into Warlock. He wasn't given the name Adam until issue number 2. This book saw a 150% increase in sales, a high CGC 9.2, 1,975. I have a 6.5 of this book that I think I paid maybe $60 for some years ago. I should have got the numbers for that just to see how much it increased. But this book is obviously absolutely on fire right now, almost hitting $2,000 for a 9.2 early Bronze Age 20 center. So very, very happy to see that book on the list. My number 2 is Fantastic Four 66. Again, first cameo appearance of the Cocoon. It details the origin, though, of him. 163% increase in sales with a high CGC 9.2 again for $995. So pretty solid. We saw a high raw for $255 again. I don't know exactly what type of grade that was for Silver Age book. This book is still decently affordable, even though it's getting hot. So, and I always, kind of put my opinion out there for those that are in the market. Obviously, you missed the boat. I said this before over the last, when did Guardians Volume 2 come out? 2017?
Yes.
4 years, folks. 4 years since we knew from that end credit scene that Warlock was showing up in the MCU. We got a delay because of the James Gunn controversy. Okay. I told you all countless times on my channel that this might be a good time because we were stagnating. The character was stagnating and our minds were on other things. And I was like, hey, this may be the best time to buy. We knew that he was coming, but nobody was paying him any mind. During that time period, I picked up 2 more copies of Fantastic Four 66 for like, one was like $15 and the other one was like 25.
Yeah.
Nice looking mid grades. They weren't like a 9.2 or anything like that. But I do think that those were the perfect times to buy. Now we have an announcement. We have a casting. So, but the thing with this book is, out of all of them, I still think it's probably the most affordable. And always look for a good deal, because usually trending upward happens when we get, if we get an initial trailer and we see Adam Warlock in the trailer, that can once again boost these books up even more. So be careful. I'm not here to tell you what to buy. Just be careful, but don't get discouraged just because there was an announcement that you can't find a decent deal. All right. Okay. Moving on to my number one. And of course, it's that beautiful book right in the middle of those three, of all the three Warlock books. Warlock and the Infinity Watch, number one. I'm just done with the jokes about this right now. I'm going to be very serious, guys. It blows my mind. Let's look at this. 151% increase in sales. Okay. When Cover Price reported on this, a high raw went for $35. Now I have some updated numbers, but let's look at that real quick. I've always said in my years of collecting Warlock and being a fanatic and selling my body for Warlock books.
True story.
For those that don't know, you can. I'll show you again here. I'll be. If you want to bring me up on screen, I'll be on your local corner.
True story.
Yeah, I'll be on the corner of 23rd this weekend. You can see me on East 12th next weekend. So just be on the lookout. I'll be hitting my spots. So, but no, in all seriousness, I've always said that there's potential in this book. I said that there's potential because it is a number one that's very affordable, but it's a first appearance of the Infinity Watch. And I brought to the attention that I don't think the Infinity Stones are done. And I think that the Infinity Watch storyline can be done in the MCU. And without giving too much away, for those that haven't been watching the What If series, if you saw the final episode, there was no Warlock, but there was hints of two things. One, that the Infinity Stones aren't going away. And two, that there's going to be somebody in charge of watching the Infinity Stones. So that was my take.
Ooh.
That was my take. Always from the get of talking about this book. And I would always say, look, it's an early 90s book. I don't know the print run. I don't think there's 1 million copies out there. I would probably guess that there's anywhere from maybe 300 to 100,000 to 500,000 maybe, though. I don't know. But look, I always said that it can do things. Doesn't mean it's going to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. But look at this. Look at this. And this is crazy, even for me. Updated sales as of today, earlier today. High CGC 9.8 sold. Earlier today. $320 best offer accepted. It was a direct edition. CGC 9.8. So, again, I don't know the best offer that was accepted, but when you look at precedent of best offers, I couldn't imagine it being any more of, you got to look at certain percentages. I couldn't imagine it being at a 320 buy it now and a seller accepting anything lower than around like 280. I don't. So that's crazy to me. That's a lot. Now check this out. So the previous high for a CGC 9.8 direct sold for $225 on September 20th. So that was before we had an announcement. So this book was already selling, at least in, blips here and there. Again, I always say, especially with the 9.8 market right now, don't let one sale dictate, that's what it should go for all the time. It's just one person willing to pay that much. I don't know. But it definitely says something. But here's what's crazy. Here's what's even crazier. Remember, on Monday, a high raw sold for $35. A high raw sold yesterday. In an auction, the highest winning bid, $117. $117. It was a newsstand, and by 1992, did this come out 91 or 91? The percentage of newsstands, if I remember off the top of my head, were probably around maybe 15% to the direct market. All right. So you got to take that into consideration. But It still blows my mind. $117. They had it listed as near mint plus, but if you go on eBay and look at it, there was a couple ugly spine ticks and a spine tick crease that went in like an inch, maybe a 9.2, maybe, but it was not a near mint plus. So another tip: don't believe eBay sellers and how they grade. Look at the pictures, folks. $117. Now, a direct edition sold today as well for $65 raw. And that was, a decently high grade copy as well. So here's my thing. As much as I would love to sit here and tell you guys, man, go buy those books, go buy them up. I own, I don't know, however many copies. I could take 20 copies right now. Or you know what I could do? I could put them up one at a time, because then I'm kind of controlling the market a little bit. You throw 20 up at a time, supply and demand, right? I could put one or two up at a time, and I could tell you guys it's worth it to go spend. I have a few newsstands. I have a few newsstand copies. I can go post them up. I don't know if they're near mint, close to it. I can go make $100 a pop off of those right now. I could put my directs up and make $50, $60, $70 off of them right now. One thing, I'm not going to do it because I'm not selling my books. I don't even want to part with one of them. But secondly, although I believe that there's something here with this book, I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys to go buy those prices. I'm going to tell you something right now. You could go to mycomicshop.com and find a fine copy. Well, they were there a couple hours ago. So I don't know, but go check out mycomicshop.com. Type in Warlock and the Infinity Watch #1. There was 2 fine copies for like $9 each. And My Comic Shop is very, very conservative with their grading, so they might be a little better than fine. And here's something to tell you guys though about how hot these books are. Just yesterday, those 2 same books were still there, and they were marked at like $5.20. They raised the price on them, but still $9 for a fine that's probably better than a fine. Knowing My Comic Shop, decent. Folks, again, I believe there's a little something here. I love this book, but I'm not lying to you. But I'm not sold. I'm not sold on going and buying a raw book of this, whether it's newsstand or not, for around that 65 and 117 mark. I would chill, because the hype around this right now, in my humble opinion, is Warlock hype. They're not even thinking how I'm thinking. It's just, we want everything Warlock, and this is like the cheapest out of all the keys, right? I'm thinking a long-term actual substance. What do I talk about? Intrinsic value. Let Adam Warlock cool off. Let the hype cool off. And then see what this book is going to do. I think we are past the threshold now. We're finding this book in the dollar bands, or for even $2, $3, or $4 in a decent grade is gone. I do think we're past that. But a high grade for under $20, even at this point, I think would be a solid deal, in my humble opinion. Paying anything more than that, if it was me, I would be cautious, and I might wait. Because if we can have the Warlock hype cool off, this book cools down a bit, but if we actually get an Infinity Watch in the MCU, that's when that inherent value, because it relates specifically to the book, can actually more feasibly drive that book up even more.
I like your theory. I think that's a big far off speculation. I do like the thinking behind it, but exactly what Chris said. For that reason, I would hold off on buying any of those right now, especially at those prices. I'll tell you what, though, I really do believe in what they have going for, the Fantastic Four 66, 67, the Marvel Premiere #1. Those are already key books. Those are already climbing. You may be able to buy a dip in those, coming up. That will probably match a dip in the Infinity Watch. But I really think he's going to be a player, and I think he's going to be here to stay. I like the actor that they casted. I feel like he was out of left field, but also at the same point, it's like, maybe. Yep. So So yeah, it's exciting times. It's exciting times for Chris. So congratulations, Chris. Yeah, I love all of it. I love all of it. And that right there, right? That ends that top 10 hottest comics of the week based off of Comic Rights data. It was a great week. Chris, we're gonna end on this question right here. Will any Warlock in the Infinity Watch, or Warlock in general, any Warlock related books be on the top 10 next week?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you look at how these things pan out, look, man, we got Jake Gyllenhaal making an Image book stay on this list for 3 weeks in a row. Now, I know Jakey is a special kind of guy, and I know that Poulter is, you know, a lot of people are actually like, you know, taking that tone that, oh, Will Poulter, like, come on, you know, I mean, just like a lot of us were with Chris Evans with Captain America. Chris Evans, the funny guy in teen movies, like, Captain America, really? What? And now, you know, we know what he is, Captain America. He is Steve Rogers. There is that there, but I do. I think it's gonna carry over. I think there's gonna be at least one book on of Warlock on the list next week.
All right, you heard it here. That there ends the top 10 hottest comics of the week. It has been a crazy show. We appreciate y'all sticking around in the craziness. I do have one thing I want to address. TS, this is a suggestion, and I don't know if I quite understand it. Maybe you do, Chris. Wish you guys would add a segment for Out of the Vault. I'd love to see some of the gems and retro reasons for loving their books. Just a suggestion.
So, okay, so like we do Fresh from the Comic Shop, we know we hit up the comic shop and this is what we picked up. Whether it's, you know, I mean, they could be older gems that we pick up, like mine. Could be older like this, you know, or it could be a fresh book, you know, new comic book day book. But I think what he's implying is just out of the vault, out of our vault being our collection, showing off something that maybe he's been collecting dust or just some key
Interesting. Okay.
diamonds in the record that we have that, you know, maybe there's a story behind those too.
That's a good call right there. Maybe maybe we'll stop doing it weekly, Fresh from the Comic Shop. Who knows? I don't know. I like that idea though. I like that idea. All right. I like also you guys sticking around watching the show with us that we put on each and every week. We love sitting around here talking about comic books. It's, you know, again, we can't thank you all enough, especially the fact that we had a show go down and you guys came back to this to 75B. So the second print, I guess, right, Chris? Yeah, again, I'm super psyched. Fandom, I'm not gonna say it was a letdown. There's a lot of cool stuff, but it left me wanting more, which is good.
Yeah, you know, could be strategy. You know, you never know. With DC, it's tough trusting their strategy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You know, why would they, or you know, hold off and move some to the forefront? It is what it is. But like I said, again, I've for the last year and a half, really even more than that, I've been taking any DC announcements with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Being optimistic, but just not letting myself get too excited. Exactly. I'm all about seeing the movie, seeing the TV show, and getting in my feelings then.
All right. Well, we have a whole week to get in our feelings about a whole bunch of other things as the news comes out for what have you. We have the Marvel or the Disney Investor Day coming up in a few weeks. We have Eternals coming up. So, man, keep him busy. All right. But we want you all to keep busy. We want you all to have a safe, great week. Again, we thank you so much for joining us each and every week. Chris, I'm going to leave the last words of the show to you.
Yeah, again, just to reiterate what Jeff said, thank you guys for hopping back on after all that. I do want to let everyone know here that next Friday's Friday Night Live on my channel is going to be a special one. We're going to be having all special guests that donated to the community donation that they set up for me when I was displaced from my home, and they turned it into a raffle. So we have a bunch of awesome prizes, and we just got a couple new prizes thrown in there. and I'm going to be donating a couple as well if we hit our goal. So just a reminder, all that information is on my channel. You guys can go watch my live stream and see the links in the information below. Go check that out. And hey, Jeff, next Friday's show, it's going to be 2 days before Halloween. So, maybe we can, have just a little special show for Halloween. I might get costumed up. I don't know, but I am going to be in the dark, guys. It's going to be a spooky tone from the Journo's layer here. That's for sure.
Spooky tone indeed. All right. Right there, we end our show. Everybody be good to each other. Have a great week. We will see you next Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific. Like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Peace.